Hey everybody, this is V. Now I want to touch base with you about salvage operations in the air and Halo. So some of my channel members very kindly brought this to my attention that if you are in the air and Halo, you can actually locate salvage resources. And in this case, I went from ARC L1 to HURL5. I dropped out at about 7.8. Very commonplace for me to go air and Halo mining for Quantanium. And I began looking around, and sure enough, it didn't take me too long to locate this node, if you will, 4 pieces of scrap metal that I was able to salvage. And the good news is I was actually able to salvage a full 12 SCU on about 3 out of the 4 pieces here. So it actually did really well as far as how much available material is here for us to salvage. So, currently in the PTU, if you say go to ARC L1, there are 890 jumps everywhere. and I think that's because they're testing, how fast and how efficient you can be with salvage. And so, but of course, number one, that's not going to be the way it is, I believe, when it's released. And if it is the way that it is when it's released, it's going to be very hunted. It's going to be, dangerous to stay around ARC L1 and just kind of salvage all the time. More than likely, there's going to be an awful lot of pirating going on. And so that's why, of course, we've been using the air and Halo for anonymity for Quantanium mining for quite a long time. The fact that you can also use the air and Halo for anonymity in salvage is really fantastic. So, in this particular case, I am out messing around here in the air and Halo, and as you can see, I'm just going to go snap to on my cargo grid and just kind of eject the next box. But yeah, I mean, it's an important thing, to understand. Your standard air and Halo destinations that you travel to for Quantanium mining absolutely will have these salvageable resources available. And, all the anonymity that comes with being in the air and Halo is, available here. And the good news is that's, these aren't gimped resources by any stretch of the imagination. They are, like I said, quite literally, I found one cluster that had 4 of these derelict pieces of metal that I was able to sell. And I only was on the 3rd one when I was full up on 12 boxes. So I found one the other day that had dozens and dozens of pieces as well. And so that's not dozens, not quite that many. There was at least like 12 to 14 units in that particular spawn. So yeah, anyways, I just thought I would share this with you just because I think it's a good thing to know. And you can kind of get a sense of what it looks like here when we're out in the air in Halo and we find it's not always a ship resource. There are it looks like just like pieces of wings or pieces of debris that have salvageable material on there, and it was quite honestly very efficient. And so next thing I'm going to test out, just so you know, is I've been noticing that when you leave the places, they actually leave an icon. So I'm going to be doing some testing with that as well. Here you can see I actually, I had actually hull stripped the front side of that piece, and I went to the back part of it just to see if it was two-sided. They're not. That's okay. And then here I approach the next piece and begin looking around. And in this particular case, you want to try and use the with the vulture, you want to use the abrade. That's, I found, is a little bit quicker at gathering the material. But like I said, the vast majority of what I wanted to do here is just talk to you about the fact that the air and Halo is a viable option for Quantania, for salvaging and yeah, it's just one of those things where you may not have thought of the Aaron Halo as an available option, but it is. And and the good news is you have all the anonymity that you could possibly imagine. So even if you happen to locate like a really nice bloom out here, you could bring a reclaimer out and if you happen to find one of these resource blooms that are like 12 to 14 units, you can absolutely find your way out here and probably make quite a bit of cash with that. So anyways, I don't want this to be terribly long. It was just something that I really felt like I wanted to share with you guys while I was doing a little bit of Aaron Halo salvaging. I thought it would be a nice thing or a nice tip or trick for you guys to learn. So I was out here really no longer than about a half hour, and I had filled up the 12 SCU cargo grid and felt really comfortable with where that was at. So please take care of yourself. I hope that you're well. Happy New Year, by the way. And I will see you all around the verse.